Hello everyone, my name is Mocha Bezirgan here at Rebel Studio, and I have
Lincoln J, and we're both videographers and reporters here at Rebel News. And for the past year, we've been covering the lockdown protests happening at Yonge and Dundas Square. We've been covering the shutdown of Adamson Barbecue and the arrest of Adam Skelly. But this weekend, we have something special in mind.
we want to go to Montreal because we saw the footage in Montreal at lockdown protests, and the police were out there with riot gear. And we know in Montreal they have curfews, and we have Yankee down there who is going out every night to report on the police misconduct. And he's been ticketed almost 3 times, right?
And if you've been following our coverage at Rebel News, you would have seen that Mocha and myself, we've been doing a fair bit of traveling recently. We've been in Edmonton, Calgary, and now we're going to Montreal this weekend.
Don't forget Ottawa.
These things do add up, so that's why we're launching a website called lockdownreports.com. So basically what we're asking for is a little bit of money to help out with our gas, our car rental. We have to rent an Airbnb for 2 nights and food costs. But we won't be living too lavishly on the food costs.
We can't.
Everything is shut down in Montreal. So all we're asking for really is just some donations from you guys so we can give you the content that you want.
We need your financial support so that we can do our jobs. I mean, I think what we're doing is very important because the times that we're going through where government spending almost is exceeding World War II spending. I mean, unemployment, people who are unserved, and the police, what are they doing?
So basically, that's why we're launching this website. Once again, it's lockdownreports.com. And basically, this will be used if you guys want to help us out in any way for future missions and adventures that we're going to go on, and basically to continue presenting you guys the other side of the story.
The collective forces of the nation has been perverted. Okay, Lincoln, do you remember the day when I called you? You weren't even a Rebel employee that time. I called you and I asked, hey, there's something very interesting is happening. Would you like to come and help me? Come be the second cameraman.
And this was my first day at Rebel News, and it happened to be the day that we caught Patrick Brown unmasked in one of his own city facilities hosting pickup hockey games for him and his buddies. These are the kind of stories that we're trying to bring you at Rebel News. We're trying to show you what's really going on behind the shadow of mainstream media. We're trying to show you what's really happening on the ground from all levels.
We want to go to Quebec, we want to go to Montreal, and we want to show it to the nation what the police are doing. This is out of control, guys. I've seen the videos coming from Montreal, and many people, they are not even shooting horizontally. They're shooting vertically. That's why we need to be there and record the police misconduct goddamn properly. You can watch our videos, and we've done a lot of videos about the lockdown protests that happened in Toronto during the stay-at-home order. And the police, Toronto police, were going out and just grabbing people on the street just because they were holding a megaphone, or just because they were holding a sign, or just because they were standing there. We have that visual evidence because we were there. CBC wasn't there. CTV News wasn't there. Mainstream media, even though they published written stories about it, they didn't show the visuals of what the individual protesters had to endure, what they had to face from the collective forces of the nation, which are the police. I want to record what they're doing, and then I want to show it to the people and ask, hey, are they executing your will? Are these agents, are your agents, and are they arresting these people on behalf of you? Are you the tyrant? Who is the tyrant? Who is responsible for this? In Montreal, we don't want the police misconduct there go unnoticed. And we want to be there, record properly, and show it to the world. We've been pushed around by police in Toronto, and we're not afraid. And we'll go down there in Montreal, and we will record. We want to show what they're exactly doing. We don't want to just sit behind, write a story about it. No, we want to show how the police are interacting with the protesters. Because we've seen in Toronto when there was a stay-at-home order, and we saw that actually I intercepted a message from police radio saying, remove the identifiable leader, arrest anyone with a sign or a megaphone. We've seen the police overreach in Toronto, and we are worried that the same thing is going on in Montreal. That's why we have to go to Montreal and show what's really happening.
We've seen protests over the past year happening without any police force like we've seen at the anti-lockdown protests. Are they specifically targeting people that are opposed to the lockdown, or are they simply just running the course of the law? These are the kind of answers that we're looking for when we're on the ground filming.
If you want to support us financially so we could do this and show the nation what other media is not showing, all this stuff at Dundas Square, Lincoln, you were there too. When they grabbed the lady with the megaphone, when they grabbed the guy with the Canadian flag just standing there, when they rushed onto him. Just one man, 10 police officers. We were there.
So that's why we want to head out there. We want to show you guys what's really going on there. And if we're down there, you're going to see what's actually happening.
Also, when we were at Dundas Square in Toronto, when the police were arresting people just for standing there, we were there to record. But this was right in front of mainstream media outlets' headquarters. Did you see any mainstream media recording these arrests?
We're really the only ones that are giving you guys the true facts from the ground. There's no one else doing it. There's no one else there. We are really in the heat of the moment with whatever's going on. So you can really rely on us to deliver you the content that you need, the content that you want to see when you're interested in something that's happening in the world, what's really happening without any exterior narrative.
So please go to lockdownreports.com.
With this website, all we're asking from you, the viewer, is to help us expense these trips. So with these trips comes car rentals, gas, food, Airbnb for 2 nights. So all we're asking is that you visit www.lockdownreports.com and just chip what you can.
Your help is appreciated. Thank you.